Hello and welcome back to Pharma E-Class. I am Amindo Goswami and we were discussing centrifugation chapter. So in the previous classes we have covered about the basic theory of centrifugation, the details about centrifugal effect, how did we correlate between the centrifugal force and the gravitational pull of attraction. Next we studied about the effect of the different forces on the centrifugal force and the factors affecting centrifugation, and next the applications of the pharmaceutical applications of the centrifugation process. Now let us start with the factors affecting centrifugation process. These are the factors, will come one by one. Liquid viscosity, the viscosity of the liquid from which we have to separate the solids, that is of utmost importance. So this is a very important factor. The density of the liquid, another quite important factor. The concentration of the solid, yes, primarily because different types of centrifuges are used and that depends on the concentration of the solid. Not all centrifuge, not in the same centrifuge we can do each and every type of slurry. The solid concentration, density of the liquid and the liquid viscosity of the liquid is of prime importance. Next, the particle size distribution of the solid, the charge of the particles, the surface charges, the type and shape of the particles, the solid content, the feed rate, the rate at which the feed is being making to entry into that particular centrifuge, that is also important. Next, the agitation speed. Maximum centrifuges rotates at a fixed shaft. We have baskets and we rotate the centrifuge at a particular speed, and obviously we can increase the speed depending on the solid content and depending on our necessity, and sometimes some agitations are also required, so that speed of agitation is also another important factor. The size of the centrifuge, the capacity, the height of the filter cake which is being deposited continuously, the mode of operation, it is a continuous operation or it is a batch process, and the time at full speed, that at its high speed about how much time it will take to do the centrifugation process or the separation of the solids. Next, let us classify industrial centrifuges. It is basically classified into three basic types. For example, filtration centrifuge, sedimentation centrifuge and your continuous centrifuge. Basically, filtration centrifuges, what are these? Those are using perforated baskets which perform a filtration type of operation, work like a spin dryer. Exactly, in our previous chapter we had studied about filtration, so we know the filtration process. The filtration centrifuges actually are perforated baskets where we have some layers of filter medium on which the solids are retained. So it is performing exactly like a filtration assembly. So for example, it is perforated basket centrifuge and semi-continuous centrifuge. Next is sedimentation centrifuge. Those with a solid walled vessel where particles sediment towards the wall under the influence of centrifugal force. Now this sedimentation centrifuge is the purely being working on the centrifugal effect, on the effect of the centrifugal force. So sedimentation centrifuge, generally when we have a solid walled vessel where the particles are sedimented towards the wall under the influence of the centrifugal force. Examples: tubular bowl centrifuge, or which we called as super centrifuge, the non-perforated basket centrifuges, super centrifuges and conical disc centrifuge. Next come to continuous centrifuge, which is continuously being done and or very high capacity is being required for this particular centrifuge, because we'll go on adding the slurry, go on adding the suspension, and the solids will go on separating on the basis of maybe sedimentation or the difference of densities, whatever. But continuously the process should apply, like for example in case of a continuous horizontal centrifuge. So this is a typical diagram of a perforated basket centrifuge. Let us come to its principle. The perforated basket centrifuge is a filtration centrifuge. The separation is brought about through a perforated wall based on the differential densities of solid and liquid phases. the bowl contains perforated sidewall, just like a filter. The bowl contains perforated sidewall, and during the centrifugation process, liquid passes through the perforated wall while solid was written on the wall or solid is written on the bowl. The solid is removed by the help of a scraper blade, and this centrifuge, in this centrifuge, a basket is mounted above a driving shaft, and such arrangement is described as under-driven. Because this is the basket, and this is the part, this is the exterior basket, this is the liquid outlet, and this is the covering lid, and this is the sweep for fitting closely. So we have to make the basket quite tight. This is the perforated basket, this one. This is the perforated basket, and we keep on the perforated basket filled with the feed. Now the perforated basket, it comes, and all the liquid feed comes here. So through this perforated basket, the liquid which is clarified, it comes outside it, and we can collect the liquid filtered from here. And the solids are retained on the sidewalls. The sidewall is containing filter cloth, because on this perforated basket we will apply some filter cloth, and the solid will be retained on the filter cloth, and clear liquid will come out because it has perforations, and we can collect the clear liquid from the liquid outlet. And this is the shaft through which there is a motor connection, so this rotates. Come to its use. Crystals can be separated from mother liquor, very important application of a perforated basket centrifuge. Liquids can be clarified by removing unwanted solid and dirts from oils. In cloth industries, after washing, the liquid is stained and the cloths are taken out from the top corner. The staining purposes, it is being solving in the cloth industries, where there only we can use also the liquid, the perforated basket centrifuge. Now come to its advantages. This centrifuge is very compact, and it occupies very little floor space, and it's quite a rapid process. Next, it can handle slurries with high solid proportion, and even paste-like consistency type of samples can also be separated or clarified through the help of this perforated basket centrifuge. Next, the final products has very low or less moisture content. Next, come to the disadvantage. The entire cycle is complicated, resulting in a considerable laboratory costs. Okay. Next, this labor costs. I'm very sorry, labor costs. Next, it is a batch process. Obviously, it is a batch process, so that can be called as a disadvantage. And considerable wear and tear of the equipment, particularly the filter cloth which is placed on the screens, the perforated basket, that is a problem. So we have to monitor continuously about the status of the filter cloth which is on the perforated basket. So that is a disadvantage. Otherwise, it is quite an advantageous one, and we can separate crystals from mother liquor after its full formation. This is a perforated basket centrifuge. This is the drive motor, and connection is from here, so this rotates, and exactly we can collect the clear liquid from this outlet. Okay, so filter cloth is there, and this is the perforated basket, and the way of rotation is like this only. The shaft is driven, so it is a down driven shaft. Okay. Come to the non-perforated basket centrifuge. So this is a non-perforated, so it means there is no such perforation, or there is no such basket which is containing any form of perforation. Then how this is operated? Come to the principle first. This is a sedimentation type of centrifuge. Why it is non-perforated? Because it is not a filtration centrifuge, it is a sedimentation centrifuge. So the operation, the separation base, or the operation of the centrifuge, or the separation of the solids from the liquid is based on the difference of densities without the presence of any perforated or porous medium. Okay. During centrifugation, solid remains at the side walls of the basket, where the liquid remains at the top, and from the top we can collect the liquid with the help of a skimming tube. Look at this diagram. So this is a basket type of centrifuge, but it is not having any internal basket containing perforation. No, a single basket is there, and the shaft is exactly like same the perforated one. It is a non-perforated one. That's the difference, and it works on the basis of sedimentation and not on the basis of filtration. So this basket is driven by the shaft. The shaft is driven by the motor. We have a motor connection with it. This is the skimming tube, and the liquids, it is being fed through this particular pipe. So this is the ideal diagrammatic representation. Okay, so the feed comes through here, it rotates, the sedimentation is brought about by the difference of densities and without the presence of any medium. So ultimately when the process has been finished, we find the solids are deposited on the side walls of the basket, and the clear liquid will be present atop the solids, and the clear liquid can be drawn out by the help of a thin skimming tube. So we can get the clear filtrate, we can take out that filtrate from that skimming tube, and the solid will be retained, and the partition is based on the difference of their densities. Construction consists of a stainless steel basket which is placed on a vertical shaft. Okay, it contains inlet tubes and skimming tubes as well. This is the inlet tube and this is the skimming tube. Come to its working. The suspension is fed continuously into the basket. During centrifugation, the solid phase is retained on the sides of the wall and the liquid remains at the top. Okay, so after process, the solids are retained in the side walls and the liquid phase comes to the top. Why it is in the top? Because it is lighter. Why it is lighter? Because on the effect of the centrifugal force, that is the force acting on the radial direction plus the gravitational pull. So after generation of the centrifugal effect, that liquid has got separated, and separated liquid is lighter, so it will remain on the top, and the heavier or the denser phase, that is the solid phase, will remain in the side walls. So it is heavier, it will remain on in the side, it will get deposited. And from time to time, the liquid is collected by skimming tube. The clear liquid or the clear filtrate which is collected by the skimming tube. This is the skimming tube. Okay. Now, when a suitable depth of solids has been deposited on the walls of the basket, then the operation is then stopped. And solids are then scraped off using a scraper knife from the basket. Come to its use. This is particularly useful when the deposited solids offer high resistance to the flow of the liquid. Particularly some heavier solids or the solids which offer high resistance to the flow of the liquid. So in this type of samples, we can do successfully in a non-perforated basket centrifuge. Come to its advantages, it is cheaper than other centrifuge types, it is quite easy in operation. And come to its disadvantage, the solids are retained on the side walls and sometimes it is quite difficult to remove.